I can't believe this.
Why can't you believe it?
I just think
You deserve it.
I said, if nobody shows up, I'm going to be so embarrassed.
Ready to get started?
Okay. Go up front. How are you? Oh, it's so good
I'm
to
going
see
to
you.
add to your stash.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, as I said, everyone, and thank you again for joining us today as we celebrate a truly special occasion. We have invited everyone here today to honor the remarkable contributions of three extraordinary women and individuals who have been pillars of the Willard Public Library and made an indelible impact on our community. Margaret Mayer, Helen Kahn, and Anita Glover. Today we are unveiling a new exhibit featuring a portrait of Anita Glover and a photograph of both Anita and Miss Margaret. And this exhibit is a testament to their dedication, passion, and the spirit of kindness that has defined their service here at the Willard Library. These women represent the heart and soul of our library, each bringing unique strengths that have enriched the lives of everyone they have served over the many years that they were here at the Willard and have been and still are here at the Willard. Kindness is a virtue, as they say, and its close associates with empathy and understanding. Unfortunately, even kindness and compassion are under attack in today's highly partisan climate. There's even arguments floating around today that in certain circles that too much kindness or empathy can be toxic. We must strongly resist the urge to let go of doing all that we can to be kind and empathetic to one another. That's precisely why I wanted to celebrate the diversity of this institution and honor some of the most amazing people who have made the Willard Library the special place that it is today. Libraries are places of learning, discovery, and connection. But more than that, they are places where kindness and diversity are nurtured. In their many years here, Margaret, Helen, and Anita embodied these values. They embraced the library's role as a bridge, connecting people of all backgrounds, fostering a sense of belonging, and ensuring that everyone entering the library felt welcomed and seen. Today, part of our task is ensuring wonderful and kind people like Margaret, Helen, and Miss Anita are seen, and that they are recognized for their many years of dedication to this community. Librarians are so vital because they make it possible for everyone to have access to information, books, resources, and even leisure at no cost to themselves. I hope that the state of Indiana will continue to support, advocate for, and fund these amazing institutions. Furthermore, kindness is at the core of what librarians bring to society. Kindness through the resources that they make available, kindness through the interactions they have with the community, and kindness by providing a third space where people can connect with each other, to name just a few of the things that libraries provide to society. Through their service, Margaret, Helen, and Anita remind us all that libraries are not just repositories of books and knowledge, but also spaces where kindness is extended, helping to shape a more compassionate and inclusive world. Today, as we unveil this exhibit, we are reminded of the power of service, the importance of kindness, and the value of diversity. It is because of individuals like Margaret, Helen, and Anita that the library has been able to fulfill its mission, enriching the lives of those we serve. I would like to read this quote from Miss Margaret, which is found in the book Where There's a Willard. I feel fortunate to have had the opportunity to be one of the Willard staff for so many years. When I took employment at Willard, I had no concept that I would not only begin my working life, but would also conclude my work years in the same place. To have been in an atmosphere that promotes eager anticipation every working day is surely the greatest reward one's career can afford. The few troubles, such as financial crunches or flooded floors, have added to the interest. I cherish every memory. She was obviously never a library director. I cherish every memory, good or bad, and I must wonder if people in other professions find as much enjoyment in their work as I have in mine. That's a beautiful statement by and a wonderful testimony to Miss Margaret, who by every account was one of the most kind and generous people they had ever met. One of my favorite authors actually shares the name of our library. His name is Dallas Willard, and he has this great passage about who we should be striving to become. And I've modified his quote slightly, but it goes something like this. Imagine now becoming a person of kindness. Imagine you and others being characterized by the generosity flowing out from you. Our communities would be illuminated by points of light from whom kindness flows. We would become a powerful presence in the lives of others. And the care that flows between us would stand as a testament to the goodness and strength we carry into the world. Imagine becoming a person of kindness. That's how you're identified. Think of someone saying, "Who is Margaret?" Or "Who is Anita?" Or "Who is George?" Whatever your name is. And the answer is, well, they are a person of kindness. And they see themselves in that way. Who am I? I am a person of kindness. I hope that we can all follow in the footsteps of people like Miss Margaret, and Miss Anita, and Helen Kahn, and carry kindness into the world and choose mercy, and that we will never be tempted to discard empathy for our neighbors. And I hope that this exhibit will honor these amazing women who have made the Willard such a special place for such a long time. In a world that has become increasingly unkind over the past few years, we must be the type of people who reject insults and refuse to take part in punching down to humiliate others, as we have seen recently. Remember that punching down at people does not make you strong. Lifting people up, offering a glass of water to the least of our neighbors, choosing kindness are what make you a strong person. You have heard what is good, to love mercy and to walk humbly. These women have been dedicated to doing that and doing good because it matters, not because it was going to get noticed and not because it was going to get recognized, but because it matters. And I thank you all for joining us tonight. We're going to proceed, and I have to segue out of this dramatic speech and into thank yous. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you to the friends of the Willard Library who have helped promote this program and sponsor it tonight. Thank you to the Board of Trustees of the Willard Library who generously, and the Foundation of the Library who have generously supported the library for all these years and help us to pay for programs like this and pay for this commissioned work. And we also want to thank our many generous donors and sponsors over the year who, again, have continued to help the Willard Library survive and thrive. We want to thank Andrea Adams, the gallery director for the Evansville Arts Council. She was the person who recommended the artist to us. And to Daniel Clark specifically, he's the local artist. We're going to talk about him in a minute. And he did such an amazing job. I just want to sing his praises for a minute. If you ever need anything locally, artwork, please contact Daniel Clark. And again, to Miss Anita, who has allowed us to honor her and to do this project. We didn't do it without, she didn't ask for this. We came to her and we asked permission from her to do this and to honor her because she's been with the library for over 4 decades. Now, Daniel Clark could not be with us today, but he did send us a letter, and I'm going to read that letter to you. Find my glasses here. And that's him. He says, "Hello, my name is Daniel Clark. I am an artist who was born and raised in Evansville, Indiana. I grew up on Canal Street, right across from the old vinegar factory on Walnut Street. I'm currently working in Houston, Texas on a job assignment, and I wish I could be with all of you to help commemorate this outstanding woman. It was an honor and a privilege to be commissioned by the Willard Public Library to paint a portrait of Miss Anita. This is something that brought me great joy and satisfaction. I had mentioned to several people that I had been commissioned to paint a portrait of Miss Anita. Well, it turns out that Miss Anita is very well known in the community. Several people had given me testimonials about how Miss Anita impacted their lives and showed great love and hospitality towards them. I continue to hear nothing but wonderful things about this amazing woman. Of all the paintings, this one has genuinely been one of the most memorable and important. Miss Anita, thank you very much for your kindness and sweet spirit that you have shown me. I am truly honored to say that I painted a portrait of the one and only Miss Anita Glover. May God continue to bless you. Sincerely, Daniel Clark. We are almost to that point where we can show you the portrait, but I believe Miss Lucy is going to share a few words about Miss Anita, and we have a gift to present to Miss Anita as well.
All right, so Anita Glover, affectionately known as Sissy or Miss Anita here at the library, was born May 5th in 1950. She graduated from Central High School in 1968, but her journey with Willard Library began in November of 1979, after her mother, Ruby, encouraged her to apply. Ruby, who was a beloved community member, knew that Anita's talents would be well suited for a role at Willard. And she was right. Anita quickly made an impact. Ruby could often be found visiting her daughter and the library in general. Anita began her career splitting her time between adult services and special collections. She began stepping in for a colleague, Miss Helen, whenever she fell ill. And once Miss Helen could no longer continue working, it was Miss Margaret who personally requested that Anita fill her position. Since then, Anita has been a cornerstone of the children's department. She's been inspiring and delighting generations with her warmth, dedication, and commitment to fostering a love of reading and learning for young patrons. It is well known that Miss Anita doesn't forget a face, or a child for that matter. Beyond her contributions to Willard, Anita is a proud mother of her two sons, Jermaine and Cyrus, and a sister to two brothers. Her mother remains a cherished memory for all who knew her, especially here at the library. And Anita, who has been here for nearly 45 years, exemplifies the values of Willard, and her influence will endure for years to come. I remember Miss Anita when I was a child, and how special and important she always made me feel. She does the same for my children, and she has done that for countless others as well. Thank you, Miss Anita.
You're welcome.
Originally, this and this were from us, but some other things were gathered throughout the ceremony.
We're presenting flowers to Miss Anita and a card and a gift from the Willard Library to show our appreciation.
Okay.
And other people have brought several cards to show their appreciation.
Thank you.
We're going to show you the portrait and the exhibit now. We're going to unveil it. And then if Miss Anita likes, she will share with you her thoughts. Yes. Ready? Go. Miss Anita, would you like to say a few words?
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Ruby, I heard you. Okay, first of all, I want to say, I was thinking, I said, if nobody comes, I'll be so embarrassed. But, oh my God, thank you all for coming. Oh my God, I can see so many faces. But I have enjoyed every year I spent at Willard, and the kids all start out as my babies, but I've seen my babies come in with their babies, and yes, Lucy's mom, Ann, was the head librarian. I worked with her, and then there's Sarah, And she came in the other day, and so she walked in. I walked in, and I looked at her. I said, "I know you." And she looked at me. I said, "I know you." And then I said, "Don't tell me." I said, "Your name is Sarah." And she said, "Yes." I said, "You got a brother named Mark, brother named Michael? Your dad had a heavy voice, and he always worked on his car, and you lived in the townhouse." And she said, "Yes." And I hadn't seen her for 30 years, but I just love to see my babies come in with their babies, and she had two of hers with her when she came in. And I'm just so glad so many people came out. You know, it makes me feel like I'm really loved. So. I want to thank you for coming, because you made my day. And I hope I get to stay here 5 more years, because I want to do 50 years. But I don't know if I'm going to make it that long, okay? Because I feel like they might have to have a wheelchair for me if you want me to do anything. So, but I said when I leave, I'm going to see if I can come back and volunteer. Okay, but I want to say I love you all and thank you for coming, okay? All right. Okay.
Miss Anita, you can work here as long as you want.
Thank you.
I've misplaced my notes where we're supposed to be in the program. I believe we're gonna leave the space open for you to visit with Miss Anita to look at the photos, the exhibits. We are going to be putting the exhibit up on the wall for its permanent location next Monday at the Friends of the Willard Library annual lecture event. That's going to be happening on Monday night, November 4th at 6 p.m. here in the gallery. They'll be on the wall covered, and then we'll do an unveiling at the end of that meeting. And then they'll be there for the next 140 years of the Willard Public Library, hopefully. Please, look out for our programs. Please thank the the Friends of the Willard Library. Consider becoming a friend. Their work helps us so much. They have generously provided cookies and punch for you guys to enjoy while you hang out and review the exhibit and visit with Miss Anita. Please send her your love and thank you before you leave today. And thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate your support and your kindness by being here today and supporting Miss Anita with us. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.